เน้นอากาศเนี่ยฮะทำไมนี่ในกล่องหาท่าไม่เหรอในกล่องทัดในกล่องในมันจะมีกล่องอ่ะกล่องมอเส้นอ่ะเป็นกระเป๋าอ่ะมองหลังป้ายไม่เหรอหลังป้ายอ่ะป้ายอยู่ในกระเป๋าไม่อยู่ในขอลากอ่ะนาฬิกาแล้วเย้วาดแก้วอ่ะเนี่ยอันนี้หัว กำลังโมยังจะทำต้องมุ่งหน้าให้ส่งเลยเพราะว่าเราซื้อโปรแกรมหรือว่าอยากเอามันไม่ต้องอยากเอาถ้าเราไม่ได้ไปแบบอะไรถ้าเราอยู่ที่โปรแกรมได้ก็จะเรียนง่ายๆก็คือไม่ต้องเข้าไปเราก็ได้อยู่ถ้าได้อยู่ดีหน้าจอหน้าจอได้ไหมหน้าจอหน้าได้ของโอเคป่ะล่ะโอเคดิเราโปรโมทเท่าไหร่ดิโปรยิงหรือเปล่าขอบคุณทุกเกมขอบคุณทุกเกมแต่เขาพลาดแค่2 เกมแล้ววันนี้มันจะเป็นเรื่องของเป็นปีที่3ปีทำไปตัดมีก็ครับผมมาเราที่ไหนเป็นสองกินแบบสวัสดีผมได้ยังไงไม่ชอบผมถ้า2 เกมแรกก็ใช่แต่เรื่องเป็น2 ผู้ชายได้ได้ทำมันง่ายไม่ดีทำตัวง่ายมันจะกระโดดแต่เก่งมันจะบอกว่ายาวเก่งจริงเราลองดูว่าเราหาเกี่ยวกับเขาเปิดเลยเย่เข้าไหมไม่ได้ยินเสียงเขานะ
Another strong.
So a couple minutes away before opening tip-off between the Stuffed Bisons and the Howard Hoops. Rich Commune is here. On a Sunday afternoon, this should be a good game. As we mentioned prior to our first time out, we talked a little bit about the importance, obviously, of the slate of contests today and this afternoon. We know one thing's for certain. Fully Feared and the Titans have already locked up their playoff spots. And then it's down to two more squads. Naga, New Force, Sun all buying. It breaks down into head-to-head, then obviously point differential. So we'll certainly keep you updated. I'll be on the call for the first two afternoon. And as I mentioned, we had some excellent action last night for those that were able to view everything with Warriors League Thailand 2026, especially on our YouTube channel. And we always encourage everyone to stay connected with us as far as following us on social media. So as I mentioned, we're 5 or so minutes away from the opening tip-off between the Stuff and the Howard Hoops, and we will be back on the other side. I will to the game as well. So as we take a look at the Stuffed Bisons, getting some warm-up jumpers in, couple players to watch. Avery Parker, we'll see him in a couple moments. Number 7, very good-looking points off the ball. Brad Yasokochi, who is a machine 11 on Carl Flamer in a loss had 13, number 20. Average is right around 14-7 a contest. Now Brian Chan, I can get a peek to see if he's going to be available. Not last week for 4 points, and most of it is from beyond. They've got some really good players. They needed from the charity strike, 6 of 13 in on Saturday. And as far as their shooting percentage from the floor, 28 of 79. That's not going to get it done. Obviously, we've got our see in a moment. They are a live and die 3-point shot, whether it's Logan and we or Thomas, Jerry Brooks, good-looking guard as well. Michael Douglas, Pi Dak, I think is one of the most underrated players in this tournament. He'll average close to 17 and 12 boards a clip, and Robinson gave him some very good minutes in production off the bench in their 85-74 win. So we're a couple minutes away from tip-off between the Stuffed Bisons and the Howard Hoops, and we'll have it right here. Warriors League Thailand 2026. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel to view all of the action.
ออกบ้างเขาก็คือคีย์สแตทแบบสดเข้าไปเลยไงใช่ที่มันจะลากเป็นหน้าโคนสแตทใช่ในลองที่ก็ไม่ชอบว่าเป็นของที่อยู่ที่เขาที่อยู่ที่เขาแล้วเขาไม่เก็บเขาแล้วถ้าทำที่นี่เราเริ่มเกมเริ่มแล้ว นี่เป็นก็มี
All right, as we are set for the opening tip-off, Stuffed Bisons, Howard Hoops, Stuffed Bisons in their traditional white and red unis. Howard in those off blue, almost like aqua kind of teal blue uniforms, very sharp, loaded team, living and dying by the three-point shot. And we'll go through the starting lineups as well. We're underway on a Sunday afternoon, and Stuffed Bisons will have possession to start things off, moving left to right. Mentioned this is a very good-looking three-point shooting team in Howard. In and out. It'll be Willoughby, Brooks, Thomas, Dak. I believe Douglas will round it out, but we'll get clarification. Farmer right now averaging a touch under 14. Parker, who's had that hot hand. See if he can bridge it from yesterday's contest. Hoops have it. Dak wants to put it on the floor. He'll kick out. Willoughby in and out. He flashed for a moment. 2-2. Minute and in. Yasakochi. He was quiet, but still gave you a double-double on Saturday. So I don't know if you can have a quiet double-double. Good, strong outlet and stretch. And an easy lay-in with the left hand. Hayden Thomas having a big-time tournament. 19-7. And a couple assists as well. Little stop and pop three. Kim misses it, and it's off the mark. And Hoops want to get it out and run. Two-man game right now. Willoughby has it, trying to create a little bit of space over to Thomas. He has no reservations pulling the trigger. Good look inside. Dak now swings it over to Brooks. Good looking point guard behind the back. Little stutter step and a shimmy. That doesn't drop. Stuffed Bisons have it. 2 minutes in, and they want to get out. Moving left to right. Nice defense right there by Howard. And another opportunity for transitional buckets and or, we like to call them jailbreak opportunities. Dak, catch and shoot. Never really set and square, trying to get the feed. and corral it from Brooks. So early on, 4-2, Hoops up by 2. About 2 minutes into this game. As always, we'll give you the updated stats during the contest and certainly after each quarter. And Flamer can't knock down the 3. Dak with another rebound. Always seems to be at the right place, right time, works hard for those boards. And that is a long 3. That drops home. So this is a team, let's, again, not sugarcoat it. They will shoot anywhere from 25 to 33 threes a game. Flamer with a 3 coming back the other end. Carl Flamer, 13 in the loss on Saturday, but averaging 14 and 7. He's off to a good start. Brooks wants to take him, though. Trying to body down Flamer. Picks up the dribble, looking for a little bit of assistance and help. See if we get a call on the floor, or is that going to be a travel or 3-second violation? So 4-2 early on in this first quarter. Thomas got stolen away. Good defense. And gliding in with the left hand. Excellent job by the Stuffed Bisons. And they need to, perimeter-wise, they have to be very weary of Willoughby and Thomas. Nice entry pass. That got hacked. He'll go to the line. I believe Parker's going to get tagged with the early foul. So Saturday in that 86-68 loss for the Stuffed Bisons, got to the line 17 times. Certainly have to do a much better job. And then conversely, Howard always seems to get to the line. Now, it's not a lot, but when they do knock down their shots, as we see Dak drop home the free throw. Yasukuchi. Stutter step. Oh, that's a great move with the right hand. That's a good sign. Get him going early and often. As I mentioned, a quiet double-double, averaging just a touch under 20. Brooks now off the front of the iron. Picked up on the loose ball and the rebound. Thomas can't converge. Flamer has it. And they want to get out and run with the trailer once again. So we're seeing a little more of a get out and run style from the Stuffed Bisons that typically they like to settle for some of those jump shots. And speaking of which, 3-ball coming back the other end. Thomas pulling the trigger. As coach, he picks up the dribble, looking for a little bit of help. So a little miscommunication between him and Kim. Nine. Thomas likes to square up. Coming off that screen, trying to take Parker. They'll drop off. Brooks now. Tried to whip it inside. That's a turnover. So then unforced errors. Something that at times has plagued Howard because they're so reliant on shooting from beyond the arc. You know, it's almost as though you're possession to possession, and they can ill afford to turn it over this afternoon. 12-11, 2 from the line for the Stuffed Bisons. First one is true. Yasukochi is the type of player where you want to get him involved in the offense early. And his game is predicated. He puts the ball on the floor, and he can attack the tin, and he can do it with reckless abandon. Very fearless player. Nice whip pass inside. Dak now trying to get a little bit of position. Threw it away. Flamer bodied him up, coming back the other way. And just as I mentioned that, they had Mr. Double-Double in transition, coming back the other way. Brooks. Dak drop off. Willoughby trying to create a little bit of space. Parker wants to get out and push it as well. Spin move into Danny. Oh, rejected. Excellent defensive conversion right there by the big man, clogging up the main. Excellent job, just clogging up that lane. Weak side help, got back on defense. He's good for several blocks of contest. And that drops home. That's a clean look. I believe that was Kim. Back to me is such an underrated player. Look at him just go right to the bucket. Kramer trying to draw that double drop off. Yes, Coach, he will go to line again. So you see early on, 6+ minutes in this first quarter, number 11, extremely aggressive and trying to get to the rack early and often. Averaging 17 points, 13 rebounds, and close to 8 assists. Having a fantastic tournament. 16-14, under 3 to play in this first quarter. Thomas picks up the dribble right underneath, off the glass, soft touch. Aiden Thomas, close to 20 a clip. Parker, Dak pulls out on him. Three doesn't drop. Coming right back the other end with the left hand and an easy lay-in through traffic. Like the way the guards play, whether it's Douglas and or Robinson, giving some good minutes off the bench. Little Euro step. A little too much with the left hand. Thomas trying to track it down. Good hustle play. Stuff Bison's coming back. 2017. They trail by 1, 2019. You notice now they're starting to pull out on Willoughby and also Thomas, understanding that they have to respect that three-point shot. And number 12 starting to have himself a little bit of a quarter. And you see the idea was we've got the matchups. That's a great tape by Avery Parker. But going back to Dak real quick, they know they can get him down on the low block. He can play with his back to the basket. You have to face guard him a little bit. You're going to have to body him up. I would suspect they might move around a couple players. I mean, body for body, Yasukochi's got to body him up. Step back. (22-19). Nice defense. Parker hesitated a little bit. It's another unforced error for Howard. So I think a little bit of a feeling out. They understand, both these teams respectively, what's at stake. This is a big moment for them in this tournament. It's all about acquiring points, positioning yourself. Top 4 will get in. Parker looking to create, looking for that screen. Just a little bit of daylight. Drops it off. Contested shot. Willoughby had a hand in Yasukochi's face as the first quarter comes to an end, and it was a rapid one. We're knotted up at 22 apiece. All right, let's walk you through some stats after 1 quarter of play. Yasukochi, very aggressive, 9 points, 3 of 4 from the field. And the Stuffed Bisons, even though they've been to the line 5 times, good job, 4 of 5. 2 of 4 from beyond the arc. But their bread and butter is getting it inside. Points in the paint, 12 for Howard. Brooks with 2. Thomas with 9. Dak with 6. I mentioned Robinson, good-looking guard, number 10, averaging about 9, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. Never really turns the basketball over, and he gave him some very good points in production. And then Douglas as well, his backcourt mate. And the 3 settles and finds a home. Good start for Howard. Start getting these guards and these shooters stroking with confidence. Parker. Yes, Kochi gives it up, looking for Parker to flash. Contested shot. And you'll look too at number 13 for the Stuffed Bisons, Josh Wildermath, averaging 19, also 34 minutes of action. Haven't really seen him consistently, but that's a player to watch right now for the Stuffed Bisons. Flamer, that's his spot. Bang! Count it. Carl Flamer. Loves to catch and shoot. Quick release. 27-25. Howard up by 2. Dak drawing a double. Kick out. Thomas thought about the 3. Flamer pokes it away over to Brooks' hands. Got to get going. Likes that matchup. Long, high arcing 3 off the front of the iron. They tried to get a little loose change and corral the rebound. Nothing doing. 27-25. 8:42 to go in the second quarter of action. Yasakochi, get him going downhill, drop off one more time. Parker, thinking about it. Dak with that long reach, getting that paw in his face. Parker did it in. Contested shot. They both converge. Excellent job again. Weak side help by Howard. That's what they're going to need. Out of every player on the floor right now for the Stuffed Bisons, Parker's the one that has the most confidence taking it right to the rack. He's that type of explosive player. Foul on the floor. Josh Wildermath to the line. I mentioned 19-8 contest. Nice take. Guards are very reactionary and proactive. Bunch of solid ball handlers on this Howard team. Yasakochi, Willoughby comes out on him looking for a little bit of daylight, a sliver, a crack, stop and pop. In and out. Can't buy a bucket over the last minute plus. Had a strong first quarter. Dak, no reservations. Count it! Shooting with the utmost confidence for the big man, averaging a double-double in this tournament. And that's I guess you can say the bugaboo right now if you're the Stuffed Bisons. You realize that Howard is a three-point shooting team. I mean, every player on the floor can knock it down from beyond the arc, whether it's Willoughby, Brooks, Thomas, Douglas, Robinson, Dak. They are a jump shooting first team. And when the defenders come out the perimeter and they start to keep you honest and you draw them out, that's when the guards, that's when the athleticism of Brooks, or Douglas, or Robinson can put it on the floor. Or if they need to go in that half-court offense, they can get the big man, number 12, and get his back to the basket. So that's something defensively the Stuffed Bisons are going to have to make some adjustments. I actually think it would almost behoove them to switch off. And Parker, defensively, I would like to actually start to see him, match up, see if he can at least figure out a way to be a little disruptive against Dak. Now, Dak comes in with the height advantage, but you see anytime Parker flashes, Dak comes out to perimeter and tries to disrupt his shot. Parker, you have to understand the right defense, the right slide over. Like when Willoughby and Thomas are down on the low block, I mean, their offense is really predicated. They can put it on the floor, but they're jump shooters. So you got to understand, don't weak side help. Let your man try to mano-a-mano and match up. And now they pull Dak out on Flamer, who spin cycles him off the glass. Carl Flamer. Excellent job. Puts it on the floor in a spin move. So we saw moments ago, it was Dak on Parker. Then we saw Dak come out with Flamer. Now the drop off, Thomas, little shake and bake, stutter step, foul line extended. Outlet pass. They've got numbers. Yasuko. Oh, no, pardon me. Who's that? I'll make sure. Get the number right. Give credit where the credit is due. Outstanding reverse. And that's what they need to do. I mean, the feed was gorgeous, but that's what the Stuff Bisons need to do. They need to double. That's the great weak side help and slide over to help out against Dak. Pace starting to pick up a little bit with 5:21 to go. So yes, I was correct. It was Yasukochi. Excellent. Just a gorgeous reverse lane with the right hand. Shielded his body. 32-31. We've been saying this since the tournament started. Some really good-looking players out there. Catch and shoot. A lot of talent. Great exposure for these guys. Yasukochi has it. With pass inside. And rejected coming back. I like this Howard team. I really do. Got a lot of talent, toughness, making a smart basketball play. And there, as we mentioned, Dak coming out on Parker. So they realize Avery Parker is the biggest threat with the basketball. Excellent job. He wanted to call, not going to get it. Little jailbreak opportunity. Thomas shielding his body from the defender. Easy lay-in. And it's a 3-point lead, 34-31. Competitive game thus far. 4:17 to go in this second quarter. Flamer gets it across. He's got Thomas on him looking for the screen. He just needs a little bit of an opening. Nice drop off. Excellent. Unselfish. But the bunny was missed. That's got to be converted if you're a fan of the Stuff Bisons. Dak. Clock continues to tick. 34-31. Clock continues to start. I'm not going a second, but the back not doing 3 to short. Thomas has it. He's looking to push a little bit. Drop off to Willoughby. Kick out with confidence. Dak can't convert. Final 2:50 to go. Flamer off the assist from Yasukochi. Excellent job right there. That's a great brand of basketball. Doubled, kick out. And then number 23 did the rest. Outstanding job, 35-31. Dak wants it, takes it, gets it. Flamer again, off the mark. Over to Parker. Dak again comes out, meets him. Parker, another spin move. Oh, almost got away with a travel, and then they threw it away. Willoughby now behind the back. Off balance shot, rejected, coming back. Yasukochi had a paw. Excellent job. Robinson, they'll swing it. Thomas catch and shoot off balance three. That rattles home. Aiden Thomas. Dak with another rebound adding to his total with a buck 3 to go, and then drop off in traffic. That's off the mark, corner 3. Flamer has it. So it's 39-34, right behind the back. 4-point cushion right now for Howard. Looking for Yasukuchi. They get it to him. He wants it. He's got Thomas on him. Drop off over to Parker. Tries to drop off again. They clog the middle behind the back. And here's a jailbreak opportunity for Dak. Look out, two-handed jam. The lead shoots up to 6. 41-35, largest of the first half. Howard over the Stuffed Bisons under 23 seconds to go. Yasukochi trying to draw that double. Parker trying to create a little bit of space. Foul line, picks up his dribble. He's in trouble. Good defense and bodied up, and a tough shot contested. And that's how the second quarter will end, off the Avery Parker miss and good defense by the Howard Hoops. They lead at 41-35. We're at the break. 5-minute intermission. We'll come back with updated stats as well. Take a look at some highlights for the first half. Let's give you some updated stats for those watching us live and, of course, from the States. Always like to give you accurate stats. All right, after 2 quarters in the books, for the Stuffed Bisons, Parker with 4, 1 of 7 from the floor, struggling a little bit, but Howard's doing an excellent job defensively. Yasukochi with 11, Flamer with 11, so those two well on their way to netting their averages per game. Flamer, by the way, 3 of 7 from the 3-point, 4 of 16 from beyond the arc as a team for the Stuffed Bisons. For Howard, Willoughby, believe it or not, 20 minutes, 0-5, 0 for 5 from the floor. Now, he's going to get off. He will have his moments where he'll have a little bit of a spurt. Brooks, 5 points. Thomas, the high man, with 16. Dak already with 13, plus 9 rebounds. Robinson, again, good energy minutes with 2. And then Douglas with 5 points, 2 of 3. and he's done a good job of not turning the basketball over. As a whole, Howard has 7 turnovers. Some other stats: fast break points 8 for Howard, bench points 2, biggest lead 6, biggest run 7-0 spurt in that first, points in the paint 22. And for the Stuffed Bisons, points in the paint 16, fast break points 9, nothing from the bench, second chance points, which is always a key, 2. And that's where we sit at the half, 41-35, Howard up by 6. So again, at the break, 41-35, Howard up by 6. Howard coming off that 85-74 win over Newport. Stuffed Bisons, tough loss to the Sun Devils, 86-68. See how the second half plays out. Titans coming up next against fully feared BC. Both teams are already locked in a spot in the playoffs, so these are the 2 premier teams. As I mentioned, you start to really see the talent rise to the crop. And I think, look, Howard's a good team. Naga coming on. The Hunters are, I think, a dark horse. Stuffed Bison's a solid team. Sun Devils a solid team. CNX is a very young team that's still trying to learn how to win. They haven't been able to put together a complete performance. Defensively, they're giving up way too many points. But the top 4 will advance when it's all said and done. So every team has had an ample opportunity to rack up points. And now it's just about closing out the game and getting the all-important 2 points. We see a 3 right there from Carl Flamer with some highlights. Third quarter coming up. 41-35. This is Warriors League Thailand 2026. Rich Quinones on the call. Give me a follow on social and X at RichQNQ and at Warriors Thailand as well. We appreciate all the fans that are keeping us tuned in stateside. We understand the sacrifice you guys are making, and we greatly appreciate it with the time difference, obviously 10 to 12 hours. So we certainly don't take that for granted, and we really appreciate you guys watching the games, commenting on the games, and of course supporting the players as well. All right, third quarter coming up between the Bisons and the Hoops. All right, Stuffed Bisons moving right to left. Flamer has it. Stuffed Bisons in the white uniforms. Drop off to Yasakochi. Over to Parker. They'll skip it. Kim for 3. with a loose change, and of course number 12 comes down with it. Dak. Howard now, there's a drop off. Contested 3. Dak comes down with the rebound over to Thomas. Gets the defender in the air and then got hit on the left hand when he was driving to the basket. I believe they're going to get Flamer with that one, stating his case. So Hayden Thomas will go to the line, averaging 19.7 rebounds, 3 assists in the tournament, and arguably one of the cleanest three-point shooters that we've seen over the past several weeks. And he was stating his case that he was in the act of shooting. I tend to agree with him, but it's going to be underneath the baseline. Dak gives it up. They'll swing it one more time. Thomas thought about the catch and shoot, drop off. Douglas got caught up. Well, errant pass. And Brooks. Bucket doesn't count. See if Douglas and Brooks are a little more assertive in this third quarter, second half going forward for Howard. Oh, that's a great move and a dandy with the right hand. Number 11, get him going. Frustrated yesterday with that double that he had to work for. Coming back the other way. Dak, one of his rare misses when he takes it right to the basket. And then comes back with the hustle play. Willoughby 0 for 5 from the floor. Drop off Thomas. Thought about catch and shoot. Back over to Willoughby. Looking to go inside. Wants to put it on the floor with the left hand. Nice little drop off. Stutter step stagger. That doesn't fall. Howard getting a little lazy though on defense, especially in transition. Thomas has it, settle things down. Long three, and that drops home. That was a clean catch and look on the other end. Brooks, step back three, pulls the trigger off the mark. Parker has it. They want to come back. 44-37. Parker trying to pull out. Dak gives it up. Another drop off. High arcing three. That cascades and drops down. So we talked a little bit about some of these three-point shooters, especially for the Stuffed Bisons. No Chan, but Kim knocks it down, number 6. Good looking shot. Dak again, right to the tin. And as we thought, maybe the adjustment was going to be Yasakochi. And as it stands, actually, so they're switching up a little bit. And I kind of like the line of thinking, whether it's going to be Yasakochi or Wildemath, number 13. Something to watch with transitional buckets and opportunities. Douglas and Brooks getting a little lax defensively with transitional defense. They need to start getting back. Offensively, no issues. Defensively, we're seeing a little bit of a lapse, though, when the Stuffed Bisons come out and they get those defensive rebounds and they want to push. Parker pulls out Dak, thinking about the three, wants to put it on the floor. That's off the mark. Good job defensively, boxing out with the rebound. Nice job by Howard. Brooks flashed for a moment. Dak has it. He wants to put it on the floor. Oh, he can't get it to drop. Nice look. Excellent vision. Now you're starting to add another dimension and dynamic to this team. And Josh Wildemath, number 13. So you add him with Yosakochi. And Thomas rattles home a 3-ball. That was much needed. 49-42. Lead back up to 7. Willoughby still scoreless. But he just needs to find a little bit of a rhythm. A soft jumper in the lane. High archer. Almost miscommunication. Howard has it. Dak pulls it down. He wants to get out and go. Ball fake. Excellent. And then splash. Hayden Thomas got Parker to commit and jump. Excellent job by Howard right now. Their lead expands 53-42. It's up to 11, largest of the afternoon. 4:37 to go in this third quarter. Thomas already with 21 points. Douglas with 10. Dak with 15 and 11. So Michael Douglas, 10 points, averaging 6 and 7 rebounds. Does a little bit of the dirty work. Couple of assists, couple of rebounds. I mentioned 4 or 5 from the floor. Efficient band of basketball. Robinson, good energy, good minutes. A little quiet offensively, but again, he's also rotating when need be defensively. They just, as I mentioned, as a whole, need to clean up their transitional defense. But they're up 53-42, 4.5 to go. Oh, they got him in the act of shooting. I mean, saw that from here. Oh, that's a brutal foul. That's the last thing you want to do is foul a jump shooter. I know Douglas is beside himself. Just praising him a moment ago, and that's a cardinal sin. You don't foul a jump shooter, especially from beyond the arc. Watermath knocks it home. The 4-point play. Will it be? Step back. Finally gets it to drop. He had to work hard for that one, and it drops home. That was the weak side help defensively. Pick up, skip, Parker, catch and shoot. Doesn't fall. Excellent job boxing out by Howard. Now they've got numbers and they can go. Good look by Willoughby. Oh, the buddy was missed. Coming back, though, the other end. Long three. Maybe a rush shot in possession by Wildermath. 55-48, 3:33 to go. It's a big moment for Howard. They want to get those 2 points. Solidify their spot, potentially. Drop off. Brooks has it. He puts it on the floor. Foul line, spin move, tough shot in traffic. Can't convert. Dak is right there. Johnny on the spot. And the bigs of the Bisons converge. They're going to get tagged with the foul. Ultra Havananda got tagged on that one. So Dak goes to the line for 2. The first one rattles around, does not drop. Free throws are going to be paramount as this game goes on with under 3 minutes to play. Howard up 55-48. Largest lead was 11. And then obviously we saw that big-time 4-point play. 1 of 2. Under 3 to play in the third quarter. Don't forget the marquee game of the afternoon coming up. Fully feared in the Titans. Flamer, catch and shoot. Oh, in rhythm, Carl Flamer. It's a gorgeous shot. That is his spot. 56-51. Trying to get that matchup. Brooks now. To the tin. Contested by Flamer. But this is what I'm talking about. That's just lazy defense right there by Howard. Very lazy defense. Got to get back in transitional defense. 56-53. They're going to play through. They're not going to take a timeout. So double, excellent job, and they tried to whip it around underneath the basket. Yasakochi and Parker forced Willoughby to pick up his dribble. (56-53). Howard up by 3. Some fresh bodies. Willoughby checks out. Thomas checks in. Got to get it in, and they do. Contested shot one more time. So you're starting to see right now the adjustments being made by the Stuffed Bisons over the last couple of possessions. Parker, long stretch, right on the floor. Good defense now. Great baseline defense, but then they turn it over. But they get to stop what they needed. It's just a careless turnover coming back the other end. 56-53, $1:13 to go in this third quarter. We got a timeout on the floor. Howard up by 3. Gives us a chance to catch our breath and get you caught up to speed with some stats as well. Thomas the high man with 21, 9 of 12 from the floor. Douglas with 10, couple of assists, couple steals as well. Dak with 16, 12 rebounds, 10 on the defensive side. So he's definitely cleaning up the glass. Both squads have 30 rebounds respectively. Kim with 6, Parker with 6 points as well. Yasakochi with 15. Woldermath, haven't seen him a lot this tournament. First time I'm seeing him this afternoon. 12 and already making an impact. Flamer with a team high 14. I should say Flamer with 14. Yasakochi with 15 with the team high. So those two combining for 29 points. And this is exactly where the Stuffed Bisons won it, within striking distance. Flamer thought about the 3. Once put it on the floor. Stolen away. Howard now. They want to get out. Euro step underneath with the reverse. Execution didn't fall, but the idea was there. But those are the defensive stops that they need, and they need to get out and run with Brooks and Douglas and Robinson. Late in the third quarter, and it sits 56-53. A 3 can tie it for the Stuffed Bisons. Oh, that's a tough call on the floor. Yasakochi will go to the line for 2. Can't overstate the importance of knocking down your free throws, especially as these games get a little more tighter and competitive in the fourth quarter. So 0-2, Yasakochi, and the lead sits 56-53. Dak, gorgeous again. I know I've said this several times, but number 12 is an extremely underrated player. He really is. Oh, nice defense. Got a paw in there. There's long heave. Doesn't fall, but good defense late. And a couple stops here and there by Howard, and they lead it by 5. Largest lead was 11, 3 quarters in the books. 58-53, Howard up. All right, we get set for the fourth quarter. So a couple of defensive lapses by Howard. A little lazy on defense, getting back with transitional defense, resulting in very easy fast break points for the Stuffed Bisons. Certainly they got to clean it up, especially when your offense is predicated on three-point shots. The shot's not falling. Guards, everyone's got to get back and run a little bit here. So they're up by 5, 58-53. We get set for the fourth quarter. Howard moving right to left. Big moment for them. Stuffed Bisons hanging around playing real competitive basketball. Back slip. Long three. It's off the mark. Comes back. Little loose change. Stopped and pop. Foul line. Robinson drops it home. Ooh. And just pulling the trigger with confidence. Three-point shooting has been much better for the Stuffed Bisons. Thomas looking for that matchup. Off-balance shot. Might have slipped a little bit, didn't get his footing. And again, just as we talked about, you're forced to foul. Wildermath having himself a really nice afternoon. Haven't seen him much in this tournament. So clear path foul, so you'll get the tee. We'll have to bookmark that with 8:53 to go. Conley knocks down the free throw. It's a 3-point deficit right now, and he has an opportunity to slice into that. Just adding a different dimension. He can go inside, he can knock down the shot from beyond the arc. He's playing both ends of the floor. Taking a little pressure off Flamer and Yasakochi. Parker's been very quiet, but he can get going as we've seen in the past. Flamer has it. He'll draw out. Nice cut. Oh, rejected coming back. And that's that defense that you're hoping for if you're a Hoops fan. Excellent job. I believe that was Brooks. Just basically denied the entry. Now he gets it. Thought about the three. Between the legs. Stutter step stagger. Doesn't drop. (60-58). And a tie up. And that's Robinson. It's a little more of the energy that we were hoping for, and now you're starting to see it under 8 to play in this fourth quarter. They got to be very wary, speaking of the Howard Hoops, extremely wary of number 13. He's been doing a lot of damage. Thomas did an excellent job clogging up the lane, and then he gives it right back. So it's out of bounds. It went off Flamer. A little miscommunication there. So 60-58, Hoops up by 2, under 7:27 to go. Dak, this is what he does best. Kick out, high arcing 3, tipped around. I'm going to tag Brooks with the foul. Brooks with 3 personal fouls, and Douglas with 2. Willoughby with 2. Really the only player for foul trouble for the Bisons, Parker with 2. Underneath, slithering in. Yasakochi, we are knotted up at 60 apiece. 6:23 to go. Stutter step stagger with the left hand off the glass. That drops home. Robinson. Yasakochi. Tough shot. Can't get it to drop. but drew the contact again. He had to work very hard for his buckets on Saturday afternoon. So you go back to that last drive, excellent driving layup by Robinson. We gave him excellent minutes last night. I think 20 plus, had a good plus minus on the floor. This is where the free throws become critical, under 5 to play. 62-61, hoops up by 1. Dak, just too easy. Got to give a little resistance if you're the stuffed Bisons there and clog up the lane. And then they make you pay, coming back. He's been quiet, but count to 3 for number 23, Flamer. We're knotted up again at 64. They're going to start sliding over. So now you see they do put Parker on Dak. Left hand, stop, floater, contact was made. That's the decisiveness you want from your guard. So Robinson will go to the line. As I mentioned, comes in just under 10 a clip, 2 rebounds. Does a good job of dishing off the ball, 5.2 assists. Knocks through the second. 4:45 to go in this fourth. 65-64. Turned out to be a good one. Parker picks up the dribble, got caught up defensively. They challenge it. Thomas trying to get for the loose ball. And that's just a good hustle play right now. Wide look, 3, doesn't fall. So they back off a little bit. No pressure. Thomas catch and shoot. Oh, good defense. Came out, got a hand on it. Excellent job. Like the matchup, Brooks not allowing Flamer to get set. Off balance shot. You got to be kidding me. That's a gorgeous looking shot that drops home, and the Bisons regain the lead 66-65. Wildermuth's having a game. In and out. Doesn't drop. Tough shot. 3:36 to play. Bison's up by 1. Not sure about the miscommunication defensively again. And then they give it right back up. So another turnover by Howard, trailing by 1. Parker, stutter step. Pulls out, trying to create. He'll drop it off over to Flamer. Little ball fake. Late whistle. And you saw right off that miss, Brooks was ready to take off down the floor. So Flamer, Wildermuth with 17. Yasakochi with 18, so the big 3 tonight doing an excellent job. And Parker still somewhat quiet, but you can always hit that clutch basket off balance. Good defense. That's a block by Dak. Wants the outlet, got caught up. And then coming back, Parker tried to disrupt the shot. Little hesitation, drop off. Brooks for 3. Count it. Jerry Brooks with a 3, top of the arc. Shot that with confidence, 68-66. Hoops regain the lead with 2:24 to go. Parker with Brooks on him, draws a double in traffic with the left hand, and he will go to the line. short. One of two. Clock continues to tick down. Big possession right now for Howard. Willoughby kick out. Thomas got to get a body on him. Sitting with 21 in quietness. Fourth quarter, Parker almost lost the dribble. Hands off. Inside, nice dish. Traffic again. Count the bucket. So back and forth we go, 69-68. Excellent defense by Flamer. Just swatted it away from Thomas. 69-68. Bison's up by 1. Maybe a rush shot, possession-wise, up 1. $1:21 to go. Would have liked to see the ball at least touch number 11's hands. Or let Parker create. Willoughby over to Brooks. Robinson calling for it. Brooks now down the lane with the left hand off the glass. Gets it to fall. Jerry Brooks control of his body. Shielded the defender and got it to drop. 70-69. Spin moving at Danny. Count it! A little hoop and harm. Yasakochi taking matters into his own hands. Spin cycle right there. That is a strong take. Team high 20. Knocks down the free throw. That was a big one. 72-70 under 30 seconds of play. Robinson has it. Flamer pulls him out. Thomas thought about the three. Wants to put it on the floor with the left hand, and he drew the contact as well. And Thomas will go to the line. Now you start to see now the guys that have been around the block, late, money time, crunch time, they know exactly what they want to do with the basketball. Thomas, who struggled from the outside, even though he's sitting with a game high 21 to the line. First one is true. By the way, this is his first trip to the charity stripe this evening. 2 of 2. We're knotted up at 72 apiece. We got a timeout on the floor. Buckle up. Some really nice action over the last several minutes. A couple big shots here and there for both teams. We thought this was going to be an evenly matched game. I think the X factor and the difference has been number 23 and his arrival for the Stuffed Bisons, as we just see him knocking down a 3. And you saw Yosakochi with the spin move in a dandy, and then the reverse with the right hand. He's starting to take over a little bit for the Stuffed Bisons. And that's where his game is predicated. Flamer, we know he can knock it down from beyond the arc with a big 3 in that coffin corner. And there's that gorgeous spin move we talked about right around Hayden Thomas. Just put him in a spin cycle. And then if you're Howard, you know you've got the guards, you know you've got the three-point shooting specialist, and you also know that the ball's got to touch number 12's hands. Dak is so confident when he puts it on the floor that he can create. He's long, he's lank, he's got that reach. He figures out a way to just get through right in that perimeter and go right down the lane. So we'll see how it plays out. 43 seconds to go. I want to make sure that, again, for those viewing, accurate with the clock. 72-72, Parker. And also, too, free throws might play a factor in this one. Yasakochi, he wants to draw out Willoughby. Yasakochi, drop off. Long three, contested off the mark, but tipped around offensively rebound. Flamer with a three. That's off the mark, and another opportunity. That's missed late. Howard now. Crunch time. Who's going to be the hero? Knotted up at 72 apiece. See if they work the ball in the jack. Robinson now barking out the signals, trying to free up Thomas. He has it. They'll switch on him. Here comes Brooks. Thomas wants to put it on the floor. Stutter step, almost lost it. Long three. That's off the mark. That's a rough possession late. Defensively, the Stuffed Bisons played the perimeter, but we are knotted up at 72 apiece. Extra hoops in Thailand. I mean, Howard had so many opportunities to put this game away. And give a lot of credit to the Stuffed Bisons. I mean, Yasakochi, he decided he's going to take over. I mean, he's had such a wonderful tournament. And his stat line is just ridiculous. He's got a triple-double. 23 points. 12 rebounds, 11 assists. I know he's a little frustrated on Saturday, quiet double-double, but he's been playing like a man possessed. And then Wildermath with a couple big threes, putting it on the floor, 19, Flamer with 17. And then who's going to be the hero for Howard? Thomas very quiet with 23, Dak with 20. I thought maybe he was going to touch the rock late in that position, and the Stuffed Bisons did an excellent job D'ing him up. We'll see how the guards play out. Extra time, 5 minutes, knotted up at 72. Howard, right to left. Willoughby been very quiet in this one. They'll double him. They almost lose it. They'll swing it to the corner. Thinking about the three, wants to put it on the floor. And again, they'll switch and rotate. Tough shot with a hand in his face. That is a good start for Howard. Parker almost loses it, and it's going to stay right there. Talk about a courageous shot down the other end. Nice look. Oh, and then the weak side help. Probably going to get called with the body on that one. But that was a big bucket by Brooks. 74-72. We'll stretch it. Flamer with the left hand, contested again defensively by Dak. Clogged the middle. It's got 2 blocks. Parker will head to the line. 74-72, a little extra time. Misses the first. Missed them both. Dak has the rebound, adding to his total. Nice entry pass, and Dak again. Gorgeous feet and look. That's the vision we talked about in the guard play late by Howard. Stutter step Parker. Almost gave it up, tipped around. Douglas and Robinson, excellent job distributing the basketball. 7 combined assists between the two. 76-72. Need a 3 right here. Long 3. That's contested again. Nice shovel and a good look. Count it, Thomas. Through the contact, and it goes to the line. So you got the defense you wanted. You got the guard stretching the floor, running the floor. Excellent job right there. Robinson, Brooks, Douglas, everyone getting a hand in this one. As I mentioned, they're distributing the basketball wisely, doing a much better job, not as careless with it. They got out and they ran. They fed Thomas, and he goes to the line right now to complete the three-point play, and he does. So a little 7-0 spurt in extra time. We are knotted up at 72 at the end of regulation. The Howard Hoops have gone on a 7-0 run. They lead at 79-72. Stuff Bisons want to talk about it. So you go back about 30, 40 seconds. Dak had that layup, fed it off the assist from Douglas. Brooks got the rebound. They ran right down the floor. Douglas dishes it off to Thomas. Thomas got the foul, the three-point play, and thus far, pretty good turning point. Now they need a couple stops. Parker. And there's that defense one more time. So now we're starting to see it in the extra stanza. Players a little more aggressive behind the back pass. Thomas from 6. Yasakochi has it. He wants to get out and run, trailing by 7 on the Stuff Bisons. Euro step. And once again, just the presence of number 12 clogging the lane altered that shot. Yasakochi had a side, step him, hence the Euro step, and just a little veteran move by Dak right there, just kind of sticking his hip out a little bit and just changing the direction for Yasakochi. So defensively, much better job in this extra stanza in overtime by the Hoops. Brooks gets it. Long 3. Count it! Jerry Brooks ripping the twine with a 3 ball. Now all of a sudden that lead is to 10. 10-0 spurt. Stuff Bisons can't get anything going offensively, and a bad turnover though. Flamer now. Drop off. Easy off the glass. And the bunny is missed. So these opportunities, far and few, from the Stuff Bisons haven't been able to convert. Coffin corner 3. That rattles in. That might have been the cherry on the top and the dagger from the Coffin. So the 3 finding a home right now for Howard. They're starting to pull away a 13-0 run in extra time. And just offensively, nothing has gone home. And another rejected block one more time. The Hoops flexing their defensive muscle. Brooks for 3, why not? Count it again, Jerry Brooks. Cool him off. 16-point lead right now, and a big 3 for number 1. So defensively for Howard, that is the story. Finally cleaning it up, waking it up, clogging the middle, running the floor, and that's a heck of a run in extra time. 5-minute overtime. They decide to take matters in their own hands. We are knotted up at 72 apiece, and they explode for 16 in this extra quarter. 16-2 run. Excellent job by the Howard Hoops. Gut check time. Players stepped up, and that's all you can ask for. Brooks averaging 15, 21 tonight, 5 rebounds, 5 on the defensive side, and he's hit a couple of big-time three-pointers, 5 of 12 from beyond the arc. And Thomas with 26, had 21 at the half. Douglas chipping in with 10, 4 assists as well. Robinson, solid minutes with 25, 7 points, a couple assists too. And they've done a much better job. They had 2 turnovers at the break. They have 12 for the game. So a little more judicious with the basketball, better shot selection, and defensively they decided to turn it up in the extra 5. And that run was a great run. You talk about a character win, a little gut check time for Howard. And they've earned this one and then some, up 88-74. Stuff Bisons just went beyond cold. I think the turning point too was that transitional bucket, Thomas the three-point play, and just crank up another 3. Why not? Brooks having himself an afternoon barrage of 3s from number 1. So he's found his stroke at the right time. See if the Bisons are just content to let the Hoops run it out, and they are. So in overtime, Howard wins it 91-76. .12-0 spurt put this one away, 19-4 overall. And Howard got a much-needed 2 points. Excellent win by the Hoops. We'll get your final stats. You just bear with us for a moment. For the Stuff Bisons, Yasakochi with 23, Wildermath with 23, Parker with 7. By the way, Yasakochi, triple-double. 23 points, 14 rebounds, 11 assists, 2 steals and a block. They were just 9 of 26 from beyond the arc. 13 of 21. Charity stripe. Points in the paint, 34. Biggest lead was 2. Biggest run was a 7-0 spurt. For Howard, got a lot of distribution, and the guards waking up in this one. Brooks with 24, had a couple of big-time 3s late in the 4th, and then in the extra stanza, 6 of 13 from beyond the arc. 9 of 26 overall from the floor, but the shots came and they dropped late. Thomas, 21 at the half, finishes with 26, a game high. 9 rebounds, 5 assists. Douglas played 23 minutes plus 10 points, gave him a lot of energy, efficient, 80% from the floor, 4 of 5. Had 4 steals, by the way, so defensively started to become very active, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. And then how about this? Dak again, a walking double-double. 22 points, 44 minutes of action, 18 rebounds, 14 on the defensive side. Robinson always gives them high-octane, high-energy minutes. Played 25 in this one, 7 points, 4 assists, but only 1 turnover. So he was a facilitator as well as Brooks and Douglas. So the final, once again, a gut check win for Howard, 91-76, and more importantly, getting 2 points. And look, a W is a W, but if you go back and you watch this game and you're really being honest and you're being objective, Howard This is a game you could have easily won by 10 to 15. I think they let the Stuffed Bisons hang around in this game. They relied so much on the three-point shooting because they are a three-point shooting team. But 12-29 is not going to cut it going forward. But again, they got the guard play, and defensively they ratcheted up, and they made the stops. And in overtime, you can't say enough about what the guards did with some big buckets and some nice drop-offs and some nice assists, whether it was Douglas, whether it was Robinson, whether it was Brooks with some, big-time threes. I think he had 3 in the extra stanza. The catalyst on that one play to Thomas to get him to the line and convert. Howard's going to clean it up. They're a good team. They have a lot of depth, and they're going to clean some things up. And I'll be interested to see, look, if this team gets in, we start talking about the accumulation of points, they're going to be fun to watch. A win is a win is a win, as we like to say.